In the near future, we may be granted the opportunity to live life abroad on distant planets. Some may even be destined to develop new and innovative technology to further enhance the human experience. However, what lies on these stars is only for the brightest and less challenged of the species to discover and perhaps engage with in psychic dialogue together as one collective being. Or will we find anthropological anomalies that defy the very nature of, should I put my penis in there? From Glory to Goo is a deep space colony building and xenomorph obliterating real-time strategy game where extracting naturally occurring groves of crystal meth through the use of floating Roombas is pivotal in arming the Marines of the future, where using the calcified remains of ancient beings in barren deserts for research purposes is technically classified as morally good, and where the highest honor you can be given on this spacefaring venture is doing drive-bys on the locals, which is a perfectly fine alternative to them paying their rent. Story. Since this game is still in early access, the bigger picture is yet to be seen, but through the strenuous use of SIA-approved torture methods, I can fill you in on some of the details. Following the development of Elon Musk's Gay X technology, the human race went looking for planets, much like our own, in the hopes of leaving behind a world filled with shitty 3D printed concrete housing, affordable healthcare, and women.
Alright, bro. I never thought I'll be here again.
Upon initial touchdown on this planet, there appears to be a hive mind that has taken over the planet's surface and is simply known as the Goo. These are gestating blobs of gelatinous mass that have undergone extreme evolutions in their phylum, resulting in excited or ravenous behavior, spontaneous combustion when coming into contact with foreign objects, and worst of all, showing symptoms and side effects of being a Semitic life form. And robots, for some reason. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it has something to do with warmer climates and harvesting crypto tokens from ransacked human colonies.
Hello.
In an effort to sustain humanity's longevity, we have declared this our new home. Gameplay. If you've played an RTS before, you'll know that the resource management part is imperative to surviving past the first filter. Water and electricity are critical components to establishing more housing for your colony. Habs are used to grow your population, which is made up of the lower class, middle class, and Epstein flight log passengers. Your colonists produce effort each cycle, which is measured by how many colonists are currently living inside your donut habitat, which is of course the optimal living standard for extraterrestrial habitation and extended stay. However, after a while, Habs begin producing less effort. To offset this, expand often and quickly. Increasing your colony's population gives you access to the Research tab, which is slightly different between different colony leaders, or captains. Defensive buildings are locked behind said research, unless you play a certain captain. Colony expansion is necessary to defend the home front. Certain colony buildings require certain materials, such as crystal, brown stones called ore, or uranium, which is used exclusively in the best buildings and units your colony can produce. On the topic of nuclear power, during your stay on the surface, a ship in low orbit is your primary means of taking colonists and your captain back and forth between general safety and a mildly dangerous environment. Speaking of your ship, it can be upgraded to provide better tactical support with flat cannons, ion lasers, drop pod launchers, and miniature sweatshops, which produce effort for the colony.
We're under attack.
You know what would fucking help? A freaking orbital cannon. That would do freaking wonders here. Most colonists do nothing except wait around and pretend to play Space Station 13 all day, until they are dragged into the Helldivers 2 tutorial and begin the long, arduous task of moving to where I tell them to. But what if fighting for humanity's best interest isn't in your nature? What if you just wanted a little slice of your own outer heaven?
It's your fault! They're dead because of you!
The Warlord is exactly that. This commander isn't as financially inclined as the rest of humanity's effort, but just as lethal to the goo as is his own kind. You start with a small patrol vehicle as your flagship that has been retrofitted to suit the Warlord's PMC. Starting with a major debuff to industrial and hydrological production compared to the humans doesn't sound great, but in terms of small-scale tomfoolery and malarkey, piracy is the main thing you're going to be known for, which quickly escalates into taking over other ships and leeching off of them for profit. As such, most of how you progress with this commander is through piracy and enforcing your space force to steamroll through an enemy ship, which is essentially how you get good at owning the space libs. In conclusion, From Glory to Goo, while still in early development, is a breath of fresh air in today's gaming landscape, where what you look like, killing unnamed people on foreign soil, is monetized for no other reason than to fuel a lifeless shell of a company long since abandoned of joy or pride. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment lambasting me on some minuscule detail you used to grief the RFI. Thank you, and farewell.
Hello.
No.